Robbie's performance doesn't seem very good. That if Margot Robbie was the star, the movie would have opened bigger and then dropped because people would have showed up for opening weekend to see her. So the fact that Margot Robbie couldn't get people in opening weekend is why it's very bad. Although this will be the real test of Margot Robbie's box office draw, because I think that she was not a particularly good Harley Quinn for anyone who knows the character from its origins. People don't like her Harley Quinn, and they don't like what she's done with it. Harley Quinn. So despite my problems with Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, not my version of the character that I like, I still think that right now, the animated Harley Quinn that's going on right now in the DC Universe show is probably because it's building on the animated series, it's just the best Harley Quinn ever. I think people just didn't like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. So we'll talk about that in a moment. She's taken Harley as far as she can, and she should focus on finding another big character that maybe she can blow up to be as big as it should be. I mean, Harley Quinn has not turned out to be her Indiana Jones. I think because she and Margot Robbie are actually quite bland, which is partly my thesis statement here. I'm not feeling Margot Robbie's actual performance vocally. She's trying to be funny. I don't think she's particularly funny. She keeps doing Harley Quinn again and again and again. I think one thing that hurt this movie, and people don't like her Harley Quinn. I think that, the first time around it worked because it was, and I think she was her best in the role in the first movie. She doesn't like that version of Harley Quinn. She's trying to strip away all the sexiness out of the character. And so then there's nothing left. Because, she can't do the comedic elements of Harley Quinn. So she can't do the tough aspects of Harley Quinn. Like, think of the levels of Kaley Cuoco's performance of Harley Quinn, and you'll see how few levels Margot Robbie's has. I think is really, really important to the character. Now here, I wish it was just higher up even, like in the concept art that they showed. Here, these low braids blend into her jacket to the point where it looks like she actually just has really short hair close to her head. It should be fluffy and crazy because she's a crazy person. She's crazy. And that's one of my biggest complaints here. We'll get to that in a moment, but it came up now. It's just like, she doesn't look that crazy in a lot of these shots. And that to me is really problematic. I don't think that my just saying, leave Margot Robbie alone because she's another woman, is going to help Margot Robbie, right? I mean, why would we cheer Margot Robbie on and say, go girl, as she drives her career off a cliff? That's not a nice thing to do to Margot. Also contributing to this situation is continued poor box office for Robbie's Harley, from Birds of Prey to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I mean, I think that Suicide Squad did okay, but it did not do the level of, what Harley Quinn should do considering how popular the character is in other places. She's trying to sell herself as somebody who can anchor a film, and that's clearly not true. And then, with both Harley Quinn and King Shark, I much prefer the animated versions. I just feel like she blends too much into the team. She should immediately, it took me a second to find her in this team lineup. She should immediately pop out where you're like, there's a crazy lady in the mix. I mean, she should look like a literal wild card, and she doesn't. She looks way too competent, in my opinion. She looks like a valued member of the team who maybe even could. If he doesn't get rid of Margot Robbie, he will never succeed in DC.